YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha, back in the building for another Last Cloudia news and information video. As you can see, we are live, and I am joined with the homie, one of my co-hosts on the Power Creep podcast. We got Tweacz.
What's up, fellas?
In the building. And we just got finished watching the global live stream for the Attack on Titan news and information drop for part 1 specifically.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And we got watch parties all over the place. We had the live stream, we had my watch party, we had Tweacz's watch party watching my watch party, watch the stream. We had streamception going on. But now that it's over, we are going back to the characters' kits to analyze them as we typically do. Because usually when the live stream's going on, it's just going too fast and it's not enough time for the breakdown.
Not enough, you know.
We're getting some subscriptions, so thank y'all for joining the Buddha Gang. And Tweacz, shall we get into this, or do you have any thoughts to give to the people?
Thoughts? Eren's a free unit. Just keep that in mind.
Very good to know. Let's get into his kit, shall we?
Don't think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too hard. We know what to expect at this point, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video and let it naturally progress. Or maybe I think I went a little too... Oh, no, here we go. So Eren Yeager. So we got 3 hits, 6 hits, and a whopping 2 hits on that next 3. Just craziness. Never before seen. And then a 12-hit special. It is AoE. It is AoE. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
sure is.
How should we do that? We've never done a breakdown, bro. I don't even know. Should I?
Bro, start where you're at. I'll chime in whenever
you'll chime
you're
in.
doing stuff.
So we've got
Eren. I'm a chimer.
Perfect. Eren Yeager's traits at max level. The first one, dedicate your hearts. So battle start, apply rage to unit. Physical damage boost proportional to enemy size, max 50%. I do like that second part. Second part. It's like the Silver Gray Swordsman arc, basically, within his first trait. But rage. Okay, so Tweacz, you're going to be better at clarifying what rage is exactly than I am.
Rage means you cannot use spells, but you get a plus 20% strength boost and a minus 20% defense cut.
You can use skills.
You can use skills, you just can't use spells.
Got it. Okay, so that doesn't hurt Eren like I thought. I thought this man started with a no skill debuff.
Oh, hell no. That would not fly.
What?
That ain't gonna fly.
That's great. Sense. Yeah. Okay, so Eren, he's not a spellcaster. So this isn't too bad. Get a little strength boost. Defense is cut, but it's a temporary ailment, right?
So it is, but here's the thing. The only thing it does not help you do, if you're gonna solo stuff with him, he's not gonna be able to use like a winner's apple pie, honey elixir, stuff like that. So just notably, like rage actually is inhibiting for using anything that you would with spells at all. No moon saber, no like.
Strictly skills, yes.
Yeah.
No cheese. Strats. Someone said you were going to go through and solo everything with him. That might hurt you right there.
Yeah, that would hurt my soul.
With those strats, yeah.
Yeah.
So then trait number 2, Humanity's Hope. Boss wave start, fill special gauge plus 30%, and physical damage cap to bosses plus 3,000.
Right.
So what I'm noticing is there are no damage cap raises within this guy's trait besides the conditional boss.
Except for bosses, right?
Plus 3,000. And then
you are very observant.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Okay.
So we'll get the rest of his key because he can go through his. Let's go through his.
Let's keep on going. So I do actually want to read the next part, which is the description to his abilities.
Go right ahead.
Because we have some new term here, which is shoot a wire that pulls unit to enemy for a medium area light combo attack. Damage cap plus 5,000. Okay, so he gets some damage cap on his S1, weirdly enough. Skill 2, it's Humanity's Time now. Shoot a wire that pulls unit to enemy for a wide area light combo attack. Skill 3, I'm going to the outside world. Shoot a wire that pulls unit 2 enemy for a medium area light attack. Slash attack damage cap plus 180,000, everybody.
Okay. Be careful.
You wanna go ahead with this one? Should we remind
You know what?
the
Let's
people?
leave that for a little bit. Keep going.
Okay. And then his special is I will exterminate you. Powerful light combo attack to all enemies and very greatly restore unit HP. Damage cap plus 20,000. That's okay. I can get you out of a pinch with that greatly restore unit HP. So, Eren is a light attacker.
Yeah.
I don't
Very
get
much
it.
so.
I
Me
don't
neither.
get it.
But here's the thing we talked about before, right? I know what I pointed out to you. They don't have. We were all like, hey, how are they going to distinguish 3 units that are probably all deserve to be non-attribute attackers, right? And they were like, well, you know how Dr. Stone worked out? We had Kohaku, we had Tsukasa. They were super random. I mean, not random. Like they fit. They fit with their archetypes, right? Like I don't mind Kohaku being Earth. I don't mind Tsukasa being Dark. But like those are kind of random when they're just like humans. They don't have like magic. They don't have like special stuff to them. So like,
Yes.
we were like, what I said was like they could assign any attribute to them, and they did. And we thought the front runners, like I especially was like thunder, fire, light. Sure, those could be runners in it, and you know you have Eren being the light. I don't know.
Yeah, and to your Dr. Stone argument, because while touche to that, it was also nice that they kind of took the opportunity to make a unique story about the stone lore in Last Cloudia. So it's like, oh, upon entering this universe, they got magical properties. So like the continuity was more easily digestible, I think, than just their new structure of no backstory to these collab units and just like, let's just give Eren the light element. But we don't know how. So that bothers, I think, me and a select crowd more than others like Tweacz. But
yeah, I'm not too down with
is.
the lore, but yes, this is
It's just
it's
random.
interesting.
It's
interesting.
random.
Fire would have made more sense.
Fire would have made
thunder would have made more sense, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm no lore.
Okay.
Lore to God here. Oh, we should definitely talk about the damage cap on skill 3 though.
Okay, so going back to skill 3.
So unfortunately, skill 3 is a 2-hit skill.
2 hits, everybody.
Okay. 4 dual wield. Okay. That's when it says slash attack damage cap plus 180,000. That's only 1 hit of the 2-hit skill. That's the second hit.
Because that's the slash attack. They're not both slash attacks, apparently. One of them is a different type of attack. Guys, just to put into perspective, this is a typical case of getting fooled by seeing a big damage cap number. Don't do it. Because 180,000, it's not even times 2, as Tweacz just said. The total damage, right? The total damage output is 180,000 plus whatever other damage cap he has. So it's probably around like 200k is the total damage you get from one S2 stock. Meanwhile, let's say you have 2B at it scales, so I mean she's not a great example, but let's just give her the average damage cap of 18,000 times 30, right? So do the math, and you can see the difference in total damage output per stock.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Anvir's putting out it's 402k with dual wield base. Yeah, with dual wield, sure, it does bump it up a good bit. It is 400k skill, and hopefully it has a bunch of stocks and it can be really quick. If it's super samable, I don't know, man. It could be all right, but we have units now that can do 1.2, 1.5 million damage in one skill. So we're not, and again, he's a free unit. We're not expecting him to be meta, like usable. Yeah. Maybe we can make something out of him, sure. But like, dude, I wish it was both hits. Like, can you imagine an 800k skill? Like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, way better.
That sounds a lot better. And I didn't take account into dual wield into my thought process, so that does make a much bigger impact. But
much bigger.
Like you were saying, we have units that just dwarf that amount of damage. But we'll see. Again, let me put out the disclaimer. We don't know jack until these units are in game.
Yep.
We really don't. This is all speculation.
The hit counts, just to go over it again. Skill 1 is 3 hits. Skill 2 is 6 hits. Skill 3 is 2 hits. The special is 12 hits. So while that damage cap looks cool, it's still not that bad. It's 360,000 damage cap.
Yeah.
Pending all the other raises, so not too bad.
Not too bad. But the main course of any unit is the board. So we've got Eren Yeager's skills at max skill level. The first
see it, free boy.
Let's see it. Snap Blade, battle start. Apply the buff Snap Blade to the unit. Physical attack damage plus 30%. And damage cap plus 8,000. When physically attacking, chance to lose this buff. So this is one of the 2 gimmicks that these units are coming with. And it's where the actual damage cap boost that you'd expect, I think, to see in traits nowadays resides. But they put it into this skill. I mean, I guess they could have done it either way, but there is now this chance to lose the buff, which initially I think had everyone like, huh? Especially me. I'm not an RNG fan when it comes to my damage output.
We like consistent. If they're going to be burst, we want consistent burst. If we want, we want a time frame in which we can burst out that damage. This is literally essentially saying RNG wise, we can, while you're attacking, you can lose a shit ton of your buffs or of your damage and damage cap. Like I get it, but the next one is what confuses me.
Okay, so change blades. When the Snap Blade buff is lost, reapply the buff to unit after 10 seconds.
Yeah, man.
10 seconds. 10 seconds seems a little brutal to me.
Brutal.
4 times per wave.
So you're losing a ton of damage cap.
Also put a limiter on it. Which, to be fair, like, end game, you're not... This is not going to be a common... Like, you're not going to go through all 4 of these. But you may on boss fights. Maybe. It's possible.
Yeah, longer waves. Like, I'm just thinking right now, like, if I had this against Reaper, against the Lambda, like, how many times am I going to attacking? What's the percentage chance? How many times am I going to lose this? Like, yes. And I can't wait till Lake actually gives us that information.
Right. Yeah, we don't get what that chance to lose the buff is until...
Hopefully it's super small.
Hopefully it's super small, like like Tweacz pointed out in chat earlier. Hopefully close to like anywhere from like a 0.1 to 1% chance that it happens per hit. Like that, dude.
Because unfortunately, when it says when physically attacking, that usually means per hit. So if it was like a small chance per skill, it wouldn't say that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, this is all pre-testing, right? We haven't tested it all. It could be negligible.
It could be,
but we'll see.
It doesn't look negligible. It doesn't look good on paper, basically. Moving on. This is now the second gimmick that these units are coming with. ODM gear. Omnidirectional movement gear, I think it is.
Yeah.
Battle start. Apply 5 gas buffs to unit. When a skill is used far enough away, use 1 gas buff to greatly boost movement speed and damage plus 30%. So another continuity skill that fits within the theme of Attack on Titan if you've watched the anime or followed the story. What do you think? What do you think about this?
I think this stuff is actually very true to the lore, or not the lore, but the anime itself, which is cool. And I don't hate it.
I don't hate this one nearly as much as the first.
The first one, so here's my thing. It would have been cool if they had done the ODM gear, and when an ODM gear activates, it does like an automatic change blades if it's off. Right,
because that's also
because then you could force yourself to run away, use an ODM gear, and to get back into the fight. It's almost like you took a little reprieve, changed that shit, and jumped in. But again, it's not like that. Unfortunately,
it's not. No, I know.
But I don't hate it. I think it's cool. Greatly boost movement speed. We'll see how much that actually, if it's like a buff to the unit itself, or if it's just like innate buff. Because I could see it being like just giving a +2 speed buff. Unfortunately,
I know, right? And if you watched my latest Ardeen showcase, I really try to
Speed.
emphasize how great speed is on your physical type attackers.
It makes units so much more fun to play.
Oh yes, it does.
Especially for ones that don't have like a warp. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And you know, I didn't even pay attention. Could you tell really in the animations when you were watching?
No, they were right next to the units.
Oh, okay. So no, there was no line of sight determination or anything like that.
We'll have to figure that out.
Okay. Because they all say the same thing: shoot a wire. Like,
doesn't help us, bro.
We don't know what that means. Okay, moving on. Scout Regiment. Boost physical damage to bosses based on number of allies with the skill Scout Regiment set. And then you can go ahead and read those percentages. But another one of these Beast Alliance Heroes Bond skills that fits the Attack on Titan universe.
Yeah.
And that's it. Another stat boost. So that 0. I believe this is a teachable skill from the what's it called?
It will be.
From the Ark. So he can have more fun with his Sheeta strength flexing.
Oh, what do you mean?
You don't see his regular posts about how
I do,
high
but this
he
is
can
for
get?
physical damage. This isn't for strength.
Oh, this is actually way cooler.
Yeah, it's different. It's
Way
actually
cooler.
Yeah, it's better, and then but the problem is, what most of us assume is it's probably going to be if you can't teach it on Ark, at least 10, 11.
Yep.
SC, because this is much more beneficial than strength or a stat boost in my opinion.
And this is why I'm glad you're here.
Or
'Cause you can reach those conclusions a lot quicker than I usually can. I usually like finish the video and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's at physical damage. Oh yeah, those SC costs.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, dude, if it's like 7 SC, then worth. But like, who knows?
That would
and
be
it comes free on all these.
shocking.
And it comes free on all these units.
It does
So
come
like,
free.
if you're using any of the collab units together, sure.
Yes. So
The one nice thing, though, I will say, it includes one ally.
Right.
So I think that means it's itself, right? So automatically you get, because we can only really get 4 allies.
You can only have 14.
Total.
Right.
4 to the party. So I assume that means just at base you're going to get 6% physical damage boost, which is cool.
Little itty bitty sprinkle on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then moving on to adversity. When inflicted with a status ailment, physical attack and special damage plus 20%, does this synchronize with his rage thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's cool. I'm not mad at that.
No, I don't mad at it at all. You get an extra physical attack boost. So here's the thing. Hopefully that doesn't apply a buff, because then that won't stack with all of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's innately, then it should be fine.
Exactly. So then you can
We
still
hope
get
that
the
we hope-
Tinky buff.
We hope there's either no icon or a unique icon.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it sounds like a passive.
It sounds like a passive too, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So those are his unique skills. And then into the base kit, HP up max, attack up 4, fighting spirit 3, crit up
You
2.
are in the way, by the way.
I'm in the way. Determination, backstab, fury, pose of victory, sky high, patience 2, light high drive, light attack raise 2, ultimate boost 2, dual wield, sword boost, giant killing, auto regen. He's got some decent multipliers in there. And dual wield.
Some decent multipliers. Innate dual wield's also always nice for 14 SC. I mean, he's going to be a physical attacker. You're going to be wanting to use that. Yeah, nothing crazy. Honestly, they could have given him some much better stuff, but he's a free unit. What are you going to do?
He's a free unit. He'll be nice for new players that need just a solid kit without needing a bunch of arcs and teachable skills.
Mm-hmm.
Just want a quick board to build and then use an effective unit for early to mid game and even some end game. It's definitely a new player. They definitely are appealing to the new players that join the collabs with these free units.
100%.
I want to move on to a waifu, a collab waifu that we're getting for a lot of people. And is it just going to go jump straight into her? I think you're right.
Pretty much.
Here we go. Mikasa, the first banner unit from the collab. Let's see her hit counts. We've got 6 on her SP. We've got 9 on her. And we've got 14 on her SP. Okay.
S3's a little
It's loud.
long.
28 hits right there. I believe that's single target as well.
Yeah, we'll see when the descriptions. These descriptions will tell us, which is the nice thing.
Indeed, indeed. Okay. So we've got Mikasa Ackerman's traits.
All right.
All
Unfortunately.
Right. Unfortunately.
You know when I sent you the part before about the sword equipped being not conditional? Yeah. We'll get to that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You see the grammar now.
Yes. It does say sword equipped. Critical damage, plus 30%. This is the trait 1, unprecedented prodigy, by the way. Critical damage cap plus 10,000.
Yeah.
And when gas buff is applied, critical rate plus 8%. Now, initially, your boy Buddha is not a fan of crit cap raising. It's part of the reason why I don't like BB Shin at all. But while we keep moving on with Mikasa's kit and a little more into what Tweacz was hinting at, it doesn't seem as bad as it is initially.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. So moving on to her trait 2, dormant power.
Let's talk about.
You wanna go a little more?
The trait 1.
Okay.
So I will say, sword equipped. That means so the grammar wise, that critical damage and the critical damage cap are only when you have at least one sword equipped. So just to confirm that.
Yes.
But it also the second part is when gas buff is applied, critical rate plus 8%. Her gas buff should be able to be activated at the beginning of the start of the wave. Should be. Assumingly they're going to make it so you can use far enough and use a gas buff for any of her skills off the rip. So I could see her getting that every time off if you have a skill stock and you use it at the beginning of battle, which is kind of nice.
And then her trait 2, dormant power.
Holy smokes.
Whoa, okay, everybody. When close to death, apply buffs to unit that nullify physical damage taken for 7 seconds and nullify flinch from physical attacks for 7 seconds. Restore 1 stock of a skill's SCT once per wave. Holy smoking in arena.
All right. Let's talk about this grammar-wise. My first interpretation of this is that the entire trait 2 is only activatable once per wave. But there's periods.
There are periods, bro. Periods are typically a pretty definite separation.
Not only is the restore 1 stock of skills SCT once per wave in its own entire sentence. I don't know, man.
It has to be once per wave.
Yeah,
There's
obviously.
no way.
I think so, but like, dude, can you imagine? All right, so one thing about her kit though, it does say when close to death, right? So it doesn't mean when you take lethal damage. It means when you get in that last 30% of health.
Yep.
When Awaken normally procs, when everything else normally procs. So if she gets one-shotted from before and past that 30%, this won't proc. Just like Ruto's won't proc if you absolutely annihilate him. So like, you have to be in whenever that gets into 30%, and that will not proc during specials as well.
Right.
Just like Awaken and stuff do not proc.
And multiplayer a lot of the time, like the crack and tidal wave.
Yep.
If you notice, Awaken won't proc. When Roy in Arena goes to shoot his S3.
Oh, surprise.
And you think that the whole enemy board is wiped. Surprise, comes Mikasa, the invulnerable warrior
for the
woman
next 7
herself,
seconds,
for
unflinchable.
7 seconds, unflinchable and invulnerable through physical.
And I would say for the people who have
attacks.
it, From Zero right there is going to be your savior because it will proc with From Zero. From Zero will save your ass. Not only that, I will say, with determination, is going to save you that one hit in order to proc that.
Yeah.
In non-time stop stuff. So if you have determination, it's going to work really well in her too. I don't know if she has it in her kit, but we'll see. The second part of the trait, by the way, restore 1 stock of a skill's SCT means 1 random skill.
Right. It's like quick. What's it called?
Quick trigger.
Quick trigger. Yeah. Let's move on to the actual abilities descriptions. We've got the abilities from the animations that we saw. Skill 1, I will protect you. Shoot a wire that pulls unit to enemy for a medium area thunder combo attack. That was 6 hits?
Yep, 6.
Initially. Okay. Skill 2, I'll make you pay. Shoot a wire that pulls unit to enemy for a medium area thunder combo attack. That was 9?
Yep, 6-9.
6, 9, and then skill 3. Can't win if you don't fight. Shoot a wire that pulls unit to enemy for a wire area thunder combo attack, which was 14.
Yep.
And it seemed like it took a little while for it to play out compared to a lot of other quick animations that I feel like we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it did take a little bit. 1 and 2 weren't that bad, but
Yeah.
the S3 reminds me of, like, yes, we like S3s that have high hits, but it reminds me of, like, Sheeta's, where it's just a super long time to hit the entire
flesh out. Yes.
Yeah. 14 hit sounds great, but when it takes twice as long as a 9 hit skill, like, talking about DPS here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, DPS means damage per second.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time factor involved.
Yep.
And then the special is this world is cruel. Powerful thunder or combo attack to an enemy. Damage cap plus 5,000. We all love our single target specials.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not really, but
sarcasm, everybody.
Fair enough.
So yeah, nothing too standoutish in terms of skill hit counts for me. And again, I think a lot of what will determine how these units feel is going to be when we test them in game and see what this whole shoot a wire business is about.
Yeah, and I think that means they're all pretty much warps, to be honest.
If they're all warps, guys, like, you gotta understand, that's what we can't know right now. If these units have warps in their S1 through 3, they're immediately on a new level.
Yeah.
Compared to other units.
It sounds like it. I don't know whether it's line of sight or not, but it sure as hell could be non-line of sight.
If it is, that's crazy. If not, again, we'll see how it all stacks up.
Yep.
To the rest of the game. Okay. Anything you have to say about the abilities?
That's it.
Okay. So moving on.
Better hit counts than Eren for sure, but
better hit counts than Eren's. Yeah, that's like the whole game. And the skill board, a little more fleshed out than we saw with Eren's. She's coming with some more unique skills, but the first couple we already know. Snap Blade. Yeah. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we've already seen it.
No, you don't need to even touch the first 4, to be honest.
Snap Blade, Change Blades, ODM Gear, and Scout Regiment are exactly what we saw in Eren's kit. Yep. Those are the gimmicks. I imagine Levi's going to have the exact same stuff. Then we've got a Rare Bloodline. When close to death, apply physical damage plus 30% and SCT recovery speed plus 50% buff to unit once per wave. You don't say. You don't say.
What is that? What does that synergize with?
I think one of her traits has some kind of near-death effect.
Stupid, bro. It's so good. All right.
And you got to remember.
Yeah, it's just really good.
Just really good. You got to remember, in Arena, damage is so heavily nerfed that the more damage multipliers you see, the juicier it is. Cool. And then after that, 104th Cadet Corps Valedictorian. What a name. Battle Start.
Very strong.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Battle Start autocast Brave, Speed, and Critical. And effects last until unit is incapacitated.
That's very specific. So they're trying to say that these are auto skills until they die. It's kind of like Alice's skills.
Yeah, Alice. Yep.
Yeah.
Combat system or whatever it was called.
Yep.
So very powerful. That you don't want Mikasa to die, basically. You want to keep her alive.
No, you don't.
Thunder Enhance. Really? Okay, so this is thunder attack damage plus 15% and skill damage plus 15%.
Essentially a 30% boost to your thunder skills. That's pretty sweet.
Got you. So, like, it's a 15% to her special. And
it's 15% to all of thunder attacks that she uses.
Right. So that includes, like, Solaris, UR ults.
Solaris, regular attacks.
Regular attacks. So, okay.
Magic too.
So everything involving thunder gets 15%, but then her skills in particular stack to then achieve 30%.
No, another 15%. Yeah.
That's dope. That's really cool. Thunder Enhance. So we're seeing what seems to be like a new core innate multiplier, which is now these enhance, right? Like we have the next one, Thunder Mega Drive. We already know that. That's Thunder physical attack and special damage plus 30%, and then that plus 2,000 cap on top. So pretty dope. Pretty dope. I imagine we'll see more of these enhance skills built into units as we continue to release units.
Definitely. They're always coming out with these new names, so we
Mm-hmm.
expect to see a lot more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people saying 9.2? What are they doing?
Nine
They're
point
trying
six.
to.
They're trying to rate. They're trying to
Yeah,
rate the units right
okay.
now.
Good luck, dude.
Ooh. Fighting Spirit 4, Resolve up 5, Crit up 3. Let me get out of the way. Advanced Aim Vitals, Pose of Glory, Ardor, Pride 2, Gale Force, damn, Proud Force, Auto Haste, Thunder Attack Raise, Thunder Critical Raise, Sword High Boost, Dual Wield, Extra Weakness Attack, Reverse Cross, Break Boost, Sky High 2, Destroyer, and Maglion Shield. That's interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting kit.
Destroyer is very interesting to see in there.
Yeah. You don't usually give that to units unless they have some okay break. So,
Yeah,
I'm unsure of how that's gonna work.
we'll obviously see. But
Yep.
I'm excited for
I don't
this
hate it.
unit.
So,
I'm pretty damn excited.
mindset wise, they usually give break boost and breaker
Mm-hmm.
to units that are going to be breaking. Oh, it will be very, very weird if she didn't have good break.
Mm-hmm. But here's
It's
what I want to
exciting.
do. It's exciting. We'll see, obviously, in game, right? But here's what I do want to bring up about her crit package.
Right.
Okay, so this is related to when we saw it in trait 1, right? Typically, I don't like crit cap raises or caps,
Correct.
conditionals.
Not great.
However, when you give a character how
A bunch of
much
crit.
base crit,
I
do you
mean,
have that
so
tallied up?
no, I don't have that tallied up, but let's
Okay.
talk about this. So let's assume that she's 3%, right? In her trait, when she uses a gas buff, which is assumedly going to be one of her first skills, it's going to be plus 8%, so that's 11%. In her skills themselves, she gets critical up 3. It's going to be another 8%, 19%. Thunder critical raise another 5%, 24%, and reverse crouch was 5% from the back, so that's going to be 29%. You can also give her. Oh, she also has.
She also
I
has
think she
auto
has
crit.
auto crit, which is another 15%, so that's gonna be 44%. You add in the other crits, so another 7, 51%. Ardor is another 10, 61%. You see where we're going with this. You can add arcs, items, or equips, accessories, um, to get that even higher. And I was talking to you about, the build earlier.
Mm,
I think that's because she has to equip a sword and we can't equip both hammer and bow.
right.
She's dropping like
Either 5 or 10.
probably about 5%. So she's looking at like a max capacity about 95% crit is what you could run her on.
95% crit. So damn near 100% crit when you put it that way.
When you put her in like a full fleshed out build.
A fully
So
fleshed out crit build.
yeah,
I'm not too mad at it.
no, I'm not mad at it either.
That's a
And
pretty
I
consistent crit cap.
agree with you. The fact that I don't like crit only damage
Mm-hmm.
caps, but when she has when she can hit like that, sure.
Oh, and that's another thing that you were talking about earlier. Auradon brought it up. We don't know her paid equip.
We don't know. She could have both crits on not only her paid weapon, which is probably a sword, and if she's got an accessory. Like it's very common for units nowadays to get a paid accessory that has something on it like that.
Yep.
So, and I'm not saying everyone should go out and snag it, but that's an option to get more, even more.
As we've said before, Arena, it's definitely a much more fun game mode when you approach that end game lifestyle in your account. And so I know for Tweacz, because he acknowledged it before I did, but also me now, Mikasa looks very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Definitely a unit that we're gonna have fun testing because there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of definitely unique mechanics that I don't think we fleshed out at all pre-testing at all.
Exactly.
From what I understand, they can zip the hell around the map, so I assume all of their skills are going to be gonna be a lot of fun. Hell yeah.
I think so.
Extra
So,
weakness attack.
oh,
Not that we need
that's
to be mentioned, but that's something we've only ever seen on, I believe it was Shift Lilith,
what
Sword
am
Imagineer,
what am I? I'm thinking of
and
weak point
Rabala.
boost.
This is like a 20%, it's either 10 or 20% chance to get another 100% damage on a weak attack.
That's right.
So it's almost like the Mecha Cannon Veldis,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
AER. So yeah, that's going to be really good for her damage potential as well.
Which
I like
I
that a
was gonna
lot.
say, that's a nice equip for her. as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the attacks. Why not?
Hmm. Damn. Okay.
Okay. All
Cool.
right. Arc time. Let's go.
Let's move on, baby. That's a good question, Mirko. I'm waiting on the second batch as well. We have no idea. Anyway, back to the LR arc coming in part 1. We have the Resistors of Titans. The Ark trait at max level. When hitting an attribute weakness with a physical attack, damage plus 20%. When the skill Scout Regiment is set, strength plus 10%, movement speed up, and physical damage cap to bosses plus 2,000. I am not mad at that trait at
Not bad at
all.
all. This is the first non-UR arc that we've had cat boost
Mm-hmm.
on. I mean, yeah, it's conditional. It only has to be against bosses, but cat boost for literally any attribute,
Which is, yeah, it's a
and
lot
even
more
non-attribute.
significant. A lot
It's
more
just physical
significant.
damage against bosses, which
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of the harder content that we have is just exactly that.
And from an endgame perspective, right, there's a lot of tailoring your builds for certain
Hmm?
content you're taking on. And so, if you're going into a pretty tough fight with your physical DPS and you're bringing one that is advantageous to the enemy boss you're fighting,
Which you
you're
should be thinking about. Yes, absolutely.
which is gonna, yep, that's gonna, you're gonna step up your game once you start doing that. But with this, you get a lot of the core things that I talk about in my physical build, right? How to build your physical units. You get extra damage percentage, you get movement speed, you get a strength boost if you're using the Scout Regiment.
Right.
So that is a key thing. But obviously, it's going to sync well with like Mikasa and Eren and probably Levi. And then you get damage cap to those bosses as well. So I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah, it synergizes really, really well with them,
Of
to be
course,
honest.
which is to be expected. Um, Learnable skills. We're getting Fighting Spirit for the first time. Just a nice
Hmm?
little strength and HP plus 3% for the combo stat boost. Like it. Beautiful Cruel World. When an ally is incapacitated, apply a STR plus 30% buff to unit.
No, it's Anne,
It
but
is and
An STR.
strength.
No, an STR. If you say it like a STR, it's correct.
It sounds right, but
Yeah,
STR means
you're right.
strength, bro. Come on. Don't be
Stop
don't
it.
be coming at my
All
grammar
right.
right now, bro.
Anyways, yeah, this is sound kind of like the I think it's called Is Raining or something
Mmm.
thing from
FMA.
FMA with the intelligence buff when they die. So similar. Nothing
Similar.
crazy though. I mean, this is again a buff that's if it's the same as the one other one, it's just a generic icon, so it's not going to stack with like your Braves, your Grand Braves.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like when people die, you get something.
Dude, suicide builds are the best builds though. What are you talking
Well,
about?
I know. Some you figured out something in arena. I'm still trying to
Shh, don't worry
figure
about
out.
it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I haven't read the description. Then we've got Scout Regiment. So here we can see that this arc offers that as the teachable skill so that you can give it to units that aren't the Attack on Titan units in order to get that the four allies, I think, without needing all of them being AOT units. And then fast critical, faint resist, and piercing.
Sure.
Yeah, nothing too standoutish with the learnable skills.
I think this is the first time we've had a faint resist on another arc besides there was like a limited SSR.
Nothing too standoutish. Solid arc trade, I think,
Yeah.
syncs well with obviously new players that are able to re-roll or start a new account and snag one of these AOT units and just have a solid arc to slap on them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Another option for another physical DPS arc. That's all.
Exactly. Which is
We can
important.
always use more of those for,
Yep.
especially for multi-team battles.
Yep. So they introduce more of those, which I imagine hopefully will be coming in the near future. We haven't seen one since Vaz, but moving on to the or Ark Ether Reward. We've got the ODM gear, which is an accessory 6 stars. Trait, physical attack damage to bosses plus 10% and boosts movement speed. Then just gives a couple stat
Solid.
sticks.
Solid.
I like it.
Bro,
I
anything
like
that,
it.
first of all, anything that boosts movement speed, it's an accessory one.
Thumbs up.
Boost movement speed. We don't know by how much. 88 strength. Fantastic. And then just so you know, all your physical attack damage to bosses plus 10%. Okay.
Why not?
When would you be using this in harder content? Against bosses. So dope. Very good AER. I'm very
Indeed.
excited about for this one.
Yes. Going to be a very solid addition to any account.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
And it's non-committal to any attribute. So physical attack damage boost just straight up is amazing.
Yeah, not much more to say. Just super solid.
One of the better AERs we've ever had, to be honest.
I agree. But oh, and there's Kit right there, baby. Did you see your boy Buddha got a little shout out?
Yeah, I was listening. I was making that like the publisher stuff while I was doing that, so I was paying
nice.
total attention. I heard Buddha shout out.
That was fun. Got my little 15 seconds of fame. Tweacz, you got any final comments before I wrap up the video?
Just to mention, they did mention that Levi and Eren are Eren versus the female Titan in the other arc. We'll get more details before that next week.
Yes.
Similar time frame. Well, not similar time frame. Probably a couple days before. So probably on like the February 1st-ish we'll get news. But that's coming on the February 3rd update instead.
Exactly.
Which will be cool.
Yeah, just like we got this live stream Monday.
Oh yeah.
Update comes Wednesday night. Sure, we'll get a little Twitter video or even YouTube post about it. So looking forward to that. I mean, kind of building off that comment, your part 2 is usually where they drop the big banger, which isn't always true. It isn't always true. Like, I saw you going back and forth with Crypt earlier in the chat about 2B and A2.
Oh yeah, and I told him like, dude. So the main collab that a unit was undoubtedly better in the second half was the FMA collab, 100%.
Yeah,
Roy was the outstanding
exactly.
collab. 2B and A2 can be interchangeable depending on what you like. I prefer 2B, who was first, to be honest. For the other collab, TOM, Angela and Reese are kind of very different units. Like they're both usable in their own right.
Yep.
And I think we talked about the Stone collab, which is the rerun. Talked about Gen and Chrome and how they're just very different units.
Yes.
Used for totally different aspects, and none of them like outshine each other. But Roy outshone Ed huge. So
yeah,
we don't know if that's going to be the case, but we're expecting a lot from Levi. I'm on that bandwagon as well.
So am I. I mean, just from the lone fact that I've watched the anime, Levi's a badass.
Bro, I mean, yeah, from what I've seen in the 2.5 preseasons that I've watched, he's just a nutty.
He's just crazy. So it will be very exciting to see him in game and what they do to hopefully portray the short king that he is. So cool.
Badass, man.
Cool. I think with all that being said, it's a good time to wrap up the video. Thank you to my man Tweacz for holding it down, helping your boy stay on track and not losing track of details in this breakdown. That was very helpful. Yeah. And very excited for the update to come on Wednesday night. And then you already know we got the Power Creep podcast Thursday evening to see what Tweacz is able to uncover.
Oh, bro, no pressure.
No pressure. You just do what you do, bro. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. Listen, I got my XP pots. We're good to go.
Yeah. So Tweacz will have it ready. I also have a pretty exciting potential video and collab with another content creator coming up. Don't want to go too crazy into detail just because I haven't specified all the details. But that should also, if it happens, be happening on Thursday. We'll definitely be doing, I think, a morning live stream. Just introducing the collab and exploring what it has to offer. So a lot of live streams on Thursdays, typically with the big updates. And with all that being said, guys, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.